So, obviously, being a pastor, that was probably your dream your entire life. You were probably kind of like an angel when you grew up, and you knew that you were going to be a pastor, had a good life, and then stepped right into it.
Yeah, it was just like my whole plan was written at a young age, and I just walked into it. No, absolutely not. Growing up, I grew up in a small community. I had wonderful parents, but it was more survival than thrival in life. It was just trying to survive. So I had a very small picture of life. Didn't travel much, didn't see much of the world at a young age. So I had a very small picture of impact and purpose. So I'd say at an early young age, I loved the outdoors. I loved to hunt, I loved fish, I loved to experience what God's created. So I had a desire to work for Department of Natural Resource. So I went to Brainerd, Votech, and I was there. And they're like, if you're here because you want to be a game warden and you want to be involved in the outdoors, you realize them are the weekends that you're working, or the weekends you're going to want to be hunting. I'm like, oh, this is a mistake. So yeah, in those early 20s, it really was asking those questions of what am I here for? What is purpose? What is value? What does success look like? And I remember reading a lot of books and asking. We didn't have a lot of money, so I thought having money was what success was. So I started reading books, and I started asking questions from good leaders. I've learned that's what a good leader does, ask good questions. So I started meeting with my Uncle Bernie, which was my spiritual mentor, and just asking him questions about the Bible, about purpose, about jobs and careers. And I've learned quickly that it isn't about success, it's really about significance. And so I never really strived to be a pastor. I've always had a heart for people. I've always seen the value in people. I went through a lot of my own challenges, made a lot of mistakes, did what the world said was success and what was acceptable, I guess is the word. And I learned quickly that those things lead to trouble. I like to say sin takes you where you don't want to go, keeps you long you want to stay, and costs you more than you're willing to pay. So there was a redemption season in my life, but there was different specific seasons that I feel like God spoke to me that I was to shepherd and care for people. But what I realized is he spoke some of those things when I was younger, and I always looked at it like there's no way I could do that. Like my heart's for other things. Like how could I do that? It's only by the grace of God that he was able to capture my heart for his purpose in my early 20s. But even at that point, I still didn't picture myself necessarily being a full-time pastor. And then he brought me through different experiences in the business world, which now I look back and say, I'm so thankful I had those things. Like, God used all of those opportunities and people as preparation for where I am today. So I think sometimes we just heard the song in church about dream small. And that really caused a lot of issues in my soul because I like to dream big. But the purpose of the song was don't miss the little moments. And I think that's been a thing that I've really enjoyed is every big dream is made up of a lot of small moments. And that's kind of been my story.